No, ich habe sehr lange im Englisch nicht gesprochen. Ich habe nur im schlechten Deutsch geredet, im Uni, im Zuhause bei meinem Freund und ganz wenig. Ich spreche Englisch nur mit meiner eine beste Freund aus New York und andere ist auch in Deutschland, in Coburg, aber mit ihm auch, ich spreche Englisch oft. So. Jetzt ich spreche ein bisschen mehr in Deutsch mit meiner Psychologin, aber ja, wenn ich muss etwas klar erklären, das funktioniert nichts in Deutsch. Zum Beispiel Misery, Despair, Devastation. He's very sweet as well, but his therapy is a bit aggressive. That scares me. It's really aggressive. It triggers a lot of shit. I'm literally can feel the pain in my body. The idea is to make me realize, or my body realize, that it's just a memory, it's something in the past, that it happened in India and I'm far, far away, that I live in Germany and I'm in a safe place. Ja, das ist ein bisschen hart für mich. Deutsch finde ich richtig hart. Ja, ich habe nur letztes Jahr angefangen, Deutsch zu lernen. Ich rede jeden Tag in Deutsch, aber meine schlechte Deutsch, die alle muss das tolerieren. Ja, wenn die können meine Deutsch tolerieren, die können auch meine schöne Kleidung tolerieren und meine schöne Nagellack tolerieren, aber nicht. There are people who come up to me and tell me like, I want to try Indian food, but I'm scared. You know, what it really hurts me, like, you know. Ich habe gehört, das ist richtig gefährlich mit so viel Chili drin. It's like there are different dishes that they're not spicy, you know. That's like quite normal. There are a lot of desserts that I can make. And then like they come up to the kitchen. When I cook something, they come to me, das riecht total lecker, aber ich weiß, das ist gefährlich. Das ist, aber tut mir wirklich leid, aber ich kann nicht. Ich bin so weich. Ich bin schön geworden mit Pommes und Currywurst und nur das und ich möchte nicht etwas anderes essen. And I think to myself, oh my God, they don't try anything else than Pommes, Currywurst, Schnitzel, Braten. And then again, pommes and currywurst. They eat pommes and currywurst 3 times a day, and they're okay with that. I'm like, these are people who don't even eat doner, and I'm like, there's one person that I know who eats mayonnaise with doner, and I'm like, what? I don't know. With tzatziki it works, but then again, mayonnaise on that. Ja, Schlagsahne funktioniert auch mit Doner. I think after a long time, I've realized that I'm more gender fluid, and I'm happy by that. You know, sometimes I'm happy just painting my nails, wearing makeup, wearing flashy clothes, walking around, freaking people out. I love doing that. I mean, not exactly just, you know, disturb people. It's just that I'm comfortable being that, and I'm being comfortable as a man, as a conventional man, being just wearing jeans and t-shirt, letting my beard grow out. You know, I'm kind of fluid, and I'm kind of okay with that. If someone calls me a woman, I'm not disturbed by that. Someone calls me trans, I'm not disturbed by that, because all are people and all are beautiful. So I think right now I can say confidently that I'm a gender fluid man who happens to like men. This is something that I've realized, but it disturbs a lot of people, especially here in Sauerland. Sometimes there are people who question me, es gibt Schwulen im Sauerland? Ich hatte keine Ahnung. They were like shocked when I said my boyfriend is from Sauerland. They were like, was? Sauerland? Es gibt Schwulen da? I'm going, ja. There's like funny questions they ask me and my boyfriend. They're like, wie funktioniert das? I mean, beide sind von anderen Kulturen. For us, it's transparent. It's irrespective if my boyfriend is white, Chinese, or black, or whatever. For me, it's different. It's just egal. For me, it's just that he tolerates spicy food. He listens to the same music that I listen to. He appreciates my work. That's all. It works for me. You know, it's for us, it's transparent. I think that's the same way with my boyfriend too. It's irrespective whether I'm Indian or whatever color I belong to. I mean, even Indians, they're like, you're the white guy. How does it work? I'm like, you're so dark. I mean, like, why would he choose you over a white guy, another white guy? And I'm like, what? I stay in Sauerland. I go to school in Siegen. I mean, people there are not very open. I mean, there are these acquaintances and from my boyfriend who say they look at me and look at him. They immediately ask him like, ich habe nie gedacht, dass du bringst deine Neger mit. Das ist normal hier. So, ich weiß es nicht. Ich versuche, die sind, man kann sagen, dass die sind harmlos, aber trotzdem, die sehen mich als meine Freundsnigger, als einen Sklaven oder ja, du hast deine eigene Nigger. Er macht alles fertig. Der kocht für dich gerne, der putzt und das ist das Blick, das ist egal. Ich bin intellektuell, ist egal, dass ich habe studiert, ich habe abgeschlossen, 2 Bachelors, ein Diploma. Ist egal, was ich habe für eine Erfahrungen. Nee. Am Ende, in English it's like, in the end it boils down to my skin color, what I am. I will never be their equal. I'm just a tolerated piece of brown thing. Yeah, that's an experience that I had often in the train. There was like one guy who took a picture of me and he was typing a WhatsApp message, something really bad. Behind him, there was this woman who noticed that and then immediately said like, was hast du gemacht? And then she said like, hat ein Bild gemacht von sie und dann ihr wollt etwa ganz scheiß schreiben und dann schicken mit dem anderen Freund. Und er said like, Dankeschön, danke sehr. He was just really ashamed. And he was like, nine. And they're like, then show the pictures. They're like, then show me the build. And then the people came around. There were more women. And then she screamed. And then she was like, blöde Nazi, something like that, she said. And then she made sure that he deleted it. It annoys my friends sometimes. When someone does something or says something, I immediately say, oh, it's at me. It's directed at me. Because I've lived through it for like 28 years. I just can't get that out of my head. And yeah. And then there's this woman who's noticed that I was reading from an iPad, and then she had to talk to her neighbor and tell her like, oh my God, guck mal, hat einen iPad. Vielleicht hat gestohlen. Ist es gestohlen oder etwas? I turned and looked at it. Ich mag unheilige Sachen mit meiner Freundin im Bett, deshalb wird geschenkt viele teure Sachen. Bier, gutes Bier, etwas Dunkles, unfiltriert, Keller, Märzen, Landbier. My boyfriend fucking spoiled me with good beer. Im Indien einfach schmeckt nicht Bier. Und dann kam ich in Deutschland und dann mein Freund like, hier, probier mal das Bier. Ja. Oh mein Gott, das ist total lecker. Was ist das? Ich sage, etwas ein Klosterbier, dunkel, lecker. Ich möchte mehr trinken von das. Und dann, ja, ich trinke keine Pilz mehr. Ja, ich trinke Pilz, aber nicht so oft. Wenn es gibt etwas Dunkles und etwas Leckeres, ja, ich trinke das gerne. Maybe I think my experience or the way I see things in the future will be different if I lived in a city, a more accommodating city. Well, there is an enabling environment for me to do that, but I have to make choices. If I choose acquaintances, other things, for my psychological health, it is not going to help in any way because I have a feeling of home when I'm with my boyfriend. You know, I feel protected. That I think is the healing process. It helps with the healing process. Other things I think can wait. If I compromise on that and I choose other things, I don't know. This feeling that I have, the security that I have with my boyfriend and his family that stopped me from doing it, which I think that I won't have when I'm alone, when I'm living in the city, irrespective whether I have people around, and it's not going to help. So this feeling of family, because I miss that a lot, this feeling of family. I miss my family terribly. I mean, it's been more than 3 years. Yeah. And Yeah, it's a terrible feeling, especially this guilt that I left my family alone. But I need to protect myself, protect my dignity. I mean, my mother doesn't openly know about what exactly happened to me, why I left Germany. I mean, like, why I left India. I speak to them twice or thrice a week. And every day it's the same question, when are you going to come back? And I don't have an answer. I can't go back. That's the awful truth. How am I going to explain it to my mom? That's another $1 million question. For someone who doesn't understand what being gay is.
She doesn't know you're gay?
She doesn't understand it. I tried explaining it to her. She doesn't get it. It's very hard. I mean, most of the women in India die without knowing that they could orgasm. They think that penetration is the only sex and only men can have pleasure. And most of these women just die, living their complete life like that. How awful is that? I mean, to start with something basic to talk about women issues in India. And to start with, India has the highest rate of female infanticide. That is killing a born, when a child is born, they see the sex, when it's a girl, they kill it immediately. How can anyone do that? And they actually have the heart to do it. I come from some place like that. It's a very violent country. Nobody knows it. Everybody thinks Bollywood, color, dance, food, beautiful clothes, beautiful women. That's all they think, but they never see the dark side. The India that they sell outside, it's for white tourists. And that's what everybody sees. But they don't see the ugly stuff that's happening there. Very painful, ugly things that happen there. It's become a rape capital. They just don't differentiate between a child or a baby or a woman or anything. It's gotten really ugly. And I always think, like, I feel safer here for now. But I don't know what's going to happen here in the future. But I think Germany is pretty tolerant and that people have learned from their history. And I think anything that should happen, anything can happen, but I don't think they will let history repeat it. They wouldn't. I used to wear hot shorts, and I used to wear my Indian clothes often, had my hair long, and I had very bad experiences from people. They were saying really bad things and nasty things, and it was quite shocking for me. Ich war in einem Bus, und da waren 5, 6 junge Leute. Ich war mit meiner Hotshorts, Tanktop und ich hatte meine Haare frei. Und die haben geguckt und ich habe meine Haare schön verbinden und Pferdeschwanz. Und, aber du hast verstanden, Catcalling. Die haben das gemacht und ich habe sofort triggert, so viel Scheißerfahrung. Und mein Kopf war, ja, it was like all going through my head. Und dann die war hinten, war ganz schnell weg und dann ich fühlte ein bisschen Druck. Und dann die hat meine Haare abgemacht und hat gesagt, ich habe deine Haare und dann war weg. Ich hatte einen total Blackout. Und ich kann nicht sagen, wo das passiert, wer hat das gemacht. Ich kann nicht das klar erklären, aber ich weiß, was passiert und sofort ich kann nicht so klar erklären. Ich hatte Angstattack und ja, das war richtig scheiße. Und danach habe ich, ich habe immer meine Haare kurz gehabt. Ich hatte keine Lust mehr. Und einer von der Polizei sagte, aber das ist nicht Köln. Das ist Segen, das ist nicht Köln. Ich muss ein bisschen aufpassen mit meinen kurzen Hosen. Und ja. I mean, my dignity will still definitely be protected. There are still laws against people of alternative sexualities facing violence. There are laws against it. People harassing others, discrimination. There are strict racist, anti-racism law. But the rape law sucks here. That's another thing.
Well, yeah.
That's something really disgusting that I realized. I'm like, oh my God, why? I mean, like, a woman has to struggle so much. After going through so much trauma, she has to struggle so much with the police, with the law, and I find it repulsive. I mean, in India, it's better. I mean, like, in paper, it's better, but it's not. In reality, it's not so. Women are slowly earning things, and it's still not enough because they have to go through so much shit. And then you come around and say, like, the men are treated bad. Oh, my God. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. I mean, I used to be someone like that. I used to think like this unfair about women, the treatment that I get. But then again, I experienced it myself and I saw women go through shit and it changed me personally. Because for me, I wanted everyone to be equal. Then I realized, no, they should be. This is the time that chivalry should exist. Special rights, extra rights should exist, and special law and protection security should also exist for women. I'm talking from an Indian perspective. Protection and support and welfare, all of that. Women require that. They deserve it. Because men had really fucked it up for everyone. And for people of color, yes, it's pretty much the same story. You know?
How's your relationship with the mom? Like, I don't know, did you teach her some recipes of yours or stuff like this?
She loves trying the food that I make. I can say this is a relationship with my mom. I like my boyfriend. I love his mom. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I mean, like, still, it's like the relationship what we have. It's amazing. I mean, like, she said that it's like I'm like a fourth son, so it's huge for me. And she makes stuff for me like cheesecake, Käsekuchen. I love what she makes with rosine and Corinthon, and I love that. So she makes that for me, and I try making a lot of dessert, Indian dessert, or food that is not spicy. And I also cooked when she was sick. And we are always there. We shop together. Sometimes we talk. And the relationship with what I have with her is like more like a son and a mother relationship. That's very sweet. It's very special. She'll support me more than her son. He's like, I know he's like that. But you come. We'll do this, we'll do that, and stuff like that. So she's totally sweet. And his aunt, she's like always excited. And she always asks me, hast du heute nicht schick gemacht? Hast du nicht schick gemacht? As in, I didn't dress up today or anything in Indian clothes. She's always excited. She's like, hast du etwas Neues gekauft? Hast du etwas Neues für heute? Oder was? And then when I dress up something, sometimes his mom and like they want to take a picture, and they have so much pride, especially his mom has so much pride. She always introduces me to everyone. Like, das ist Stefans Freund. Er ist aus Indien. Er spricht so viel Sprache. Er kann sehr lecker kochen. Ist immer schön. Und guck mal, Stefan ist nicht fotogenisch, aber er ist sehr fotogenisch. Guck mal, seine Bodyguard, oder? I was in my best friend's wedding. He's German. And he got married to his boyfriend. And I was there in my Indian clothes. And everybody were in their suit. And my boyfriend was also in a suit. So he was with his glasses and long beard and tied his hair as a pony. He was in a suit and he was standing beside me. Everybody thought, oh my God, was it this prince or something with his bodyguard? The countryside is completely weird. I mean, like, they fart and they listen to this crappy punk rock where they sing only about drinking beer and vomiting. And then there's some songs that I heard, it's extremely sexist. I'm like, sexist to the point that I have to like choke on my own vomit and die, literally like Jimi Hendrix. It's beyond perversion, beyond perverted shit. It's like really disgusting sexist stuff. Like the way they sing about women. And I'm like, how can you listen to this crap? I'm like, you have mothers, you have sisters. I mean, like, and they enjoy it. And they're like, ha, 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 and they're like, ha, ha. And I'm like, this is the kind of people, they're like pigs. And then my friend had a question. Think about yourself with these people. Are these kind of people you want to see on a daily basis, meet, have coffee with? And I'm like, no. Then why does it bother you? That's when it struck me. That there's sometimes I need to like, should not care about things. I'm like, they're not being actually harmful towards me. They just pretend that I don't exist. So yeah, initially it kind of disturbed me. Then I realized, I think it's better than they coming over to me and then I'm like, so what do you smell like? Do you smell like curry or garlic? And like in each day, which I'm like, something stupid like that. These guys who take off their socks and it's Käsemochen all over. But they're okay with that, but then they're not okay with my beautiful smelling essential oils or my herbal powder, like Indian basil, basilicum, Indische basilicum. And I use it for my skin and they're like, and I'm like, it's amazing. It's like, but then again, yeah, I mean, my boyfriend also has like, he's like, kleine Stinker. I mean, like, he doesn't mean it in a bad way. I mean, like, for him, again, it's egal. For him, again, everything is egal. Everything is scheißegal. He's such a cool guy. Seriously, he calms me down a lot. When I look at him and he's like so calm and he's like, oh, yeah, entspannt. And I'm like, oh God. You need to be like a fucking guru or something, you know, with his fucking road, with his like red beard sitting there and then like with his oranges. He should join the Hare Rama Hare Krishna or something. I don't know. I'm like, he's really cool. I'm like, he's always chilled. Das ist auch noch Paderborn, Brilon ist auch Sauerland, oder? Nicht mehr.
Das war Stadt.
Wo ab? Erd? Da runter drauf. Oh, schön. Ja, ich weiß. Ich möchte gerne auch. So, when they come to me like, guckst du gerne Bollywood-Filme? And I'm like, nein. Was guckst du denn? Was hörst du denn für Musik? Metal? Huh? Because I'm Indian, I need to be doing that and this. And there are people who kind of complain and say like, du isst Rindfleisch? Nein, du musst nicht essen, das ist ein heiliges Tier. Und ich frage, warum du isst Rindfleisch? I'm like, oh, was lecker? Ja, gleicher Grund. Du bist nicht Hindu? Nein. Agnostic. And they're like, aber das funktioniert nichts, das geht nicht. It's like, it's okay with all the questions. But then they tell me, because I'm Indian, I'm supposed to be that. People love to dictate your identity. Oh, you're supposed to be this? Yeah, I mean, you should have had enough share of experience, right? Because if you say transgender, they're like, you don't exactly fit into that role. Why you're not doing this? Why you're not doing that? You should have had those questions, or not.
All the times.
I remember the time when I ate with my hand an Indian food, and the people were all shocked. I ate with my hand. It was really funny. Someone is white when you eat apples. Someone who eats apple, then you can call them Snow White. What would you call someone who's brown when who eats apple? Brought apple. It's a bad joke. I think personally I'll find it very nice if someone appreciates other culture. That's what, more than appropriation is beautiful. I find it, I'm more of a person who welcomes appreciation. I love people trying out new things. I would love if my boyfriend would also dress up in Indian clothes, which he doesn't want to, but then again, it looks strange on him to look like Santa Claus in Indian clothes. So there were people who brought me curry powder. They're like, du kannst das gerne essen, alle Inder essen Currypulver. And I'm like, with alles. And I'm like, no. How am I supposed to eat curry powder? How am I supposed to add curry powder to Sauerbraten? And I'm like, that doesn't go along with it. I'm like, it's curry. I have no idea what curry is because curry doesn't exist in our cuisine. All of these ingredients that is in curry powder exist separately in our cuisine, so it's appropriated. So zum Beispiel einer von meiner Freundsfamilie sagte, ja, du kannst einfach eine Beziehung haben und das alles bla bla bla, aber nicht Händchen halten und Küsschen, wenn alle andere Leute sind. Okay, es ist einfach für mich so Englisch zu sagen. She had no problem when her daughter's boyfriend kept grabbing her daughter's ass. I mean, she had no problem. She finds that sweet. But, I'm not like that. I'm very old school. And Stefan, my boyfriend, he's also very old school. We don't grab each other's ass and dick and something like that, or stick each other's tongue down our throats. We just kiss. We're not much into, public affection, PDA. Unser Denken ist nicht so konventionell, aber wir sind ein bisschen konventionell. Wir sind auch in einer monogamous relationship, so like that. Die Leute hier sind sehr konventionell. I respect that, but then again, they have these ideas that you should not hold hands. Händchen nicht halten und bla bla bla. Ich meine, I'm happy I'm able to live with my boyfriend now. I really fought for it. We struggled for it. My boyfriend and I struggled for it. Die Leute im Jobcenter sind sehr nett. Die ist immer begeistert, die immer sagt, machen Sie, was Sie wollen, machen Sie,
Hat die dir jetzt geholfen, den Job zu finden?
Nee, Bufti habe ich selber beantragt. Habe ich selber registriert, habe ich gesagt, das finde ich schön, ich möchte da arbeiten. Und die hatten ein bisschen Angst. Die haben auch vorhin erzählt, dass ja, sie wollen im Kinderhaus arbeiten, also im Kindergarten arbeiten. Vielleicht, man kriegt ein Problem wegen Eltern sind unbegeistert mit das, weil sie Mann sind und schwul sind. Und ja, vielleicht das bekommt ein Problem. Flüchtlinge und ne, nicht Deutscher, vielleicht die schimpfen darüber.
So you know the place already?
Yeah, I went there, had an interview. We talked, discussed about everything, where I come from, what I've done. And they're very excited because as a man, biologically speaking, I'm going to work there. So, you know, they're kind of excited. They've never had a man in the kindergarten working. So the big advantage is it's in a Montessori kinder house. So according to their motto, people of every gender, every sexuality, any color, everyone can work there when they have the interest to work with children. And the kids are also excited. They saw me and they were kind of curious, and one of them asked me in German, like, was machst du hier? And I answered that, you know, vielleicht ich arbeite hier. I said, ah so, okay. So, I mean, money is not a thing for me, you know. Job satisfaction. Man sagt, Arbeit zufrieden. Und wenn ich kann mit Menschen arbeiten, das ist ganz wichtig für mich. Und jetzt, das mache ich so. Ich versuche auch, wenn einen Kurs machen in Fernuni oder etwas. Wenn das klappt und ja, sehen wir weiter, wie funktioniert. Und Bufti ist auch fast eine Ausbildung, also ein Praktikum. Man macht vor 1 Jahr und das ist auch eine gute Reputation, oder? Ein Mann macht Bufti so. So I was just like walking around in Essen, checking out EMP store and then Dark Ages. Went to the shop and looked around a bit, and then I happened upon a Thor Steiner store. There's an actual Thor Steiner store in Essen, like in NRW, and I was like, what the fuck? Did I happen upon east of Germany someplace? And then from there comes a neo-Nazi with a donor in his hand. That totally shocked me, and I was like, what the fuck? Then I had to, like, I was like really shocked by it. He was like really enjoying the donor and happy and walking around, and he was just right in front of me, and I was like, was wolltest du machen mit dem Donor? Wolltest du totschlagen oder was? And everyone started laughing, and then he was so shocked that his whole face turned red and he ran away. Yeah. I literally asked him, like, what do you want to do with it? You're going to beat it to death? And then he freaked out and he left. So, Nazis, gosh, yeah, what a bunch of funny people. Yeah. Sometimes I have funny experiences. So it is it's like racist, maybe borderline racist, but I don't care because it makes my day, because people are going to make an ass of themselves and I have a good time laughing. I mean, yeah. Then we finally sat down for tea and coffee. And then were like a lot of Kuchen. And then there was like Donauwelle, Schwarzwaldkuchen. And I was like, kann ich bitte Currypulver haben? And everybody burst out laughing. And she was like, great. So, and I have my fun, so. Very important thing is that nobody has raped me. Nobody has sexually molested me. Nobody has really did things to me for almost 3 years. And that's a huge deal for me, because almost it was like an everyday story for me in India. Someone doing something to me, grabbing me. So in that way, I think I need to stop complaining too much and go with the flow. I mean, that's something I think about it all the time. Yeah, it's very hard to work towards it, but, you know, a little bit of beer, a little bit of gin helps in between. A little bit of red beard love and some grilling, yeah. Helps. And metal, of course. and synth pop and jazz and blues. But I don't listen to Bollywood.